Welcome to your Wednesday edition of the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXE. I am Derek Stuckley along with Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Samuel Burnett. 2 days closer to the Battle of 377, Coach, so how you feeling?
Feel pretty good. I mean, we've had several good days of practice. Kids are excited. You know, if you have to get motivated for a game like this, something's wrong. My kids have been working hard and have been preparing themselves well.
Well, plenty to talk about with Stephenville. Of course, they're the number one team in the state, defending state champions. Just kind of looking at their offense, they're putting up a ton of points this game. I think averaging about 51 points a game. Did notice that their quarterback from last year's out, but they got another quarterback that stepped in and looked like they hadn't really missed a beat.
Yeah, Ryder Lambert's a good athlete. He's led them to the state championship last year. And, you know, it's a shame that he's out. He's a good competitor. He's a good kid, you know. But they had a kid that I think moved in from Andrews that has stepped in and played quarterback and done extremely well running the offense. He throws the football well. You know, they got behind Wichita Falls Rider 3 times in the back end and scored big touchdowns to help them win that game. But they're finding ways to win. They're a good team. They're extremely well coached. Sterling Doty and his staff does an outstanding job. Their kids will be prepared. They'll be ready to play, and they know that they can win. They've won enough to know that they feel like whatever situation that they're in, they can be successful. Offensively, they got a great running back, and their offensive line is big, and they work well together, and they do a great job. So the goal is to stop the run, and you know, when they choose to go throw that thing, you got to defend well there. So they're plenty potent on offense, and they're going to score a lot of points. So if you're going to play with them, you got to, you know, trade tit for tat.
Of course, they have scored a lot of points. Have also given up a lot of points this season. Just what have you seen from their defense?
You know, their defense, they got a lot of returners. You know, when you're looking at it, you're trying to figure out a rhyme or reason why they're giving up so many points because they're athletic. You know, I think a big part of it is the fact that they lost Reese Young out of the middle. I mean, he was a phenomenal linebacker and was around the football all the time and made a lot of plays. And I think he is a big difference maker. I mean, the young man starting at ACU as a true freshman. It just tells you his talent. So I think him being around the ball so much last year, you know, of course, they had the 2 receivers that played safety and corner for them that were very physical and did a great job last year as well. You know, but they're giving up a lot of points. You know, when you combine the two and you see how powerful they are on offense and what they're doing on defense, you know, our MO is to keep the ball out of their hands, own the clock, slow down our play, and keep their offense off the field. And, you know, the best offense is a great defense, and we feel like we have a good one if we can get some 3 and outs. And then our offense can take the ball and control it and march down the field and score every time we touch the ball, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. It's important. And then for us, you know, we take pride in the run game. It's something we've been working on for 5 weeks, and they probably hadn't seen it in 4 years. Is we get in a T formation, which is 2 tight ends, 3 running backs, and we get under center and snap the ball, and we run old school smash mouth football where you run the sweep, we run the lead, run the trap, we'll run the counter out of it. But we've been working on it for 5 weeks, and we feel like that's what we can do and line up against them. I don't think they're going to be ready for it. They haven't seen us in it. We're prepared to do it, and we think we can keep the ball out of their hands and just go 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You know, something similar to what you see Marble Falls doing, but it's not a slot tee. It's just a straight tee. And we're just going to go mano a mano and put those hands up and swing. And, you know, we got kids injured that are out. We don't have the receivers that we normally have. So we feel like our alternate plan is just line up and hit them in the mouth and come right at them with 2 tight ends, and that's what we're going to do on that.
Right. Now, showing that on the defensive side as well. I know y'all changed up the defense when you played Marble Falls. Mm-hmm. Just the importance with facing an offense this explosive of keeping the ball away from them, and kind of in that mindset.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting 25 minutes of possession a game compared to 15 minutes, that's huge. Right. We're going to milk the clock and we're going to slow it down, and we'll probably get some boos, but I don't care. The goal is to win the football game, and if you can keep the ball out of their offense's hands, which is extremely potent, more power to you. So we'd be dumb not to do that. You know, offensively, you got to stop one of the phases of their game. Either let them run the ball and take what you get and stop the pass, or stop the pass and do everything. I mean, let them have the pass and do everything you can to stop the run. You know, so we're going to have to take one of those elements out. Our goal is to take both of them out, but you got to start somewhere. So we'll focus on what we got to do to take away one phase of the game for them, and maybe put some pressure on that quarterback in his decision-making process, and see if we can't do some things that'll help us be successful. Got to control the line of scrimmage. We feel like we have a good defensive line, and they have an outstanding offensive line. They're ranked number 1 in the state for a reason. They got quality athletes, and they understand what they're doing, and they know how to win. It's proven. People say they won a lot of games, close games, but you know what? They come out on top every time because they believe that they can win. We feel like our kids believe that they can win, and hopefully it'll be a knockdown or drag out. It may be a little old school by, getting under center, snapping the ball, but that's what we feel like we need to do to be successful. We're going to do it.
All right. You also mentioned earlier in the week special teams. You felt like we're pretty even between the two teams.
Yeah, they have an outstanding kicker along with us. I mean, they kick the ball deep in the end zone when they want to, and then they'll pooch it and, spray it around a little bit. They've done several onside kicks, so we're going to be prepared to defend those. They try to block your extra point field goals, and we see what they're doing, and we'll have a good adjustment for that. So we want to be sound in our kicking game to make sure that we have an opportunity to maybe pin them deep on kickoff return, and also every time we have an opportunity to kick the ball to get points, we need to make sure we execute and protect properly to do that. And then, sometimes the best offense is a good punt that you can reverse the field and give them poor field position and get a 3 and out, and then by the time they punt it to you, your offense is back on a short field and has better opportunity to operate. So winning all 3 phases is extremely important. Every play is important. We tell our kids we're going to stack days on days, and we're trying to stack days on days, but on Friday night you stack plays on plays, and the more plays you win and you're successful with, the better off you're going to be, and the one that wins the most plays will be the one that wins the ball game, and that's all 3 phases. Doesn't matter if it's special teams, defense, or offense.
Right. On the health front, how are things looking?
Jason Jackson is still out. Dryden Anderson is out. Case Markham is out. Cole McMillan is returned. I don't know how much playing time he'll see. We'll try to get him in there if we feel like he's ready to go and has what he needs knowledge-wise, but he was released the other day. Sam Coleman is a question mark whether he's going to play or not at middle linebacker. He's got an ankle. Other than that, unless I'm forgetting somebody, we're okay. That's 4 or 5 guys, but, it is what it is. And like I said before, this is a great ball game for us. It's going to be a great atmosphere. There'll be some extra folks there because a lot of people are open this week, and coaches are addicted to football. They're going to find a football game that they think is going to be special, and they're going to go watch it, and that's going to happen. That's a special game. It's picked to be the 4A game of the week. It's Rivals selected us to be one of the biggest rivalries in the nation. It's all across the nation. They pick so many schools, and I think there's 2 in Texas, or maybe 3 were selected this year, and Brownwood Stephenville was one of them. And I think it's, when you're not ranked number 1 and number 5, it's going to be a big deal. So it's going to be a great atmosphere. It's a great opportunity for us to go out there and prove who we are and what we're about, and we're ready for the challenge and excited about it.
All right. Speaking of challenge, you've got the FCA challenge Friday night as well.
Well, that's a great lead, Stuck. That's a great lead. Yes, FCA challenge. What is that? Every year when we play Stephenville, the FCA groups or huddle groups get together. That's Rodney Payne and Kurt Newton get together, and we try to raise as much money as we can for our huddle group. And that money goes towards pizzas, anything that we need for our kids, for our huddle. Did I say huddle? Have I been saying huddle or FCA? Huddle group. Sorry, huddle is my video system.
Yeah.
Huddle group is FCA. Sorry, I got off track.
You need pizza when you watch video.
Yeah, and I'm tired. So our FCA huddle group, whatever they need, that money is provided. You can go Venmo it if you want to do it early and go to Brownwood FCA and Venmo that, or you can give at the gate or give in the stands or whatever it may be. But all that money goes directly towards our kids, and it's a competition. There's a trophy, and we've always done well, even going over to their place and beating them by a good bit. Our people in Brownwood are generous, but all that money goes to 100% great cause, and it's an opportunity for us to get our kids in front of the Lord, get some fellowship, build chemistry, culture, build a better community in our school system through athletics for our kids in FCA. I'm a big part of that. It's very important to me, and all the money that we raise through that goes 100% to our kids or to where we choose to share that with. And we have a special situation going on right now with one of our young players that we want to help with. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But all the more money that we get from our community through that FCA challenge, the better off it's going to be for our community.
All right. You want to share any ticket information for Friday night?
Sure. Tickets, you can get them at brownwoodisd.org/athletics, I think it is, or go to the athletic page and the link to get those tickets. It also will have information on the clear bag policy and all that kind of stuff because it's going through a university. It goes through Tarleton State University, so there's different regulations and guidelines for that. Something may be different than if you're coming to Gordon-Wood Stadium or going to Conley's Field or something like that. So go on the website and get that information. And like I said, it's just like most online ticket sales. You can get them online. You should be able to get them at the gate if you hit a what is that called? QR code. PR, HR, it's all, they're all something personal, PR as in personal record, or HR is human resources, or QR, which is some kind of code.
Yeah.
Hit them all. Hit all the R's.
All right. Well, Thursday night, what are the sub-varsity teams doing?
We're going to have 3 games here at Gordon-Wood Stadium starting at 4 o'clock with our combined team. Really excited to get to see those guys play. I'll probably only catch the back end of that because we have our own practice as well, so I'll get off the field a little later. And then our freshmen will follow them at 5 o'clock. Along after that will be our JV around 6:30. Remember, you can get all tickets at the gate. It's cash at the gate for all sub-varsity games, so show up at the gate. Visitors, of course, come through the one gate, so it's everybody pay the same amount, home or away or whatever. So come to the games, support those youngins on Thursday, and get in the gate with some cash money.
All right.
I'm going to put a tip jar by the gate, too, so maybe we can get a little extra.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. All right, so our other sports going on here in the fall semester, what have they been up to this week?
We got cross country going on today. They're in Dublin. That's not a mistake or a misprint. They did the FCA meet in Dublin last week, and they're returned to Dublin this week to run the Dublin meet. Of course, I won't have information on that today, but I'll have it for us for Monday. Really, excited. Our boys are coming off a good finish. Our girls are coming off winning the last meet, so I'd love to see some consistency with that. I know they have a couple of girls that are dealing with some injury kind of stuff, so it may hamper them a little bit, but I know that they're going to go out there and compete well and get ready for their opportunity to run the district meet and hopefully get to regionals in the state as well. We had that going on. Volleyball dropped their match against Graham last night. Like I said, we've talked about before, they're young and they're taking their lumps, but I sat there, I think not yesterday, day before yesterday, and I watched practice for them, and I sort of hid. When I go through my office to the other coach's office, I'm back and forth through the gym. But I sat there and watched them for just a little bit, and I'm an OCD kind of guy. I'm always watching and evaluating and seeing how the kids respond to coaching and see how coaches respond to kids and seeing how they mesh together and all that kind of stuff. That's important to me. And I couldn't have seen a more joyful group of girls that were out there working together as they practiced. Their coach was involved. They were involved. There was great camaraderie, good chemistry. There wasn't any dragging of heads. It was, let's do what we can do to make this enjoyable, yet get what we can out of it and do the best that we possibly can. And that's all you can ask of kids, Use the talents that you've been gifted with by the good Lord and use them to your fullest potential and let Him take care of the rest. Our job is to go be, workers and servers of Him and go out there and do what we need to do and do it with great passion and do it with great character and not worry about the rest. The reward will come. It just may not be this year, but the reward will come in the future, that's for sure. So I was really proud of watching them and how those girls were showing character and how they were responding to their coach and how their coach was responding to them. So all in all, if you want to judge them by their record, shame on you. Judge them by their character and who they are and what they're becoming, because they're going through a low time right now with numbers, and they're fighting extremely hard. So that's all you can ask someone to do is to fight.
All right. Anything else we got going on this week?
Let's see. We got cross country. We got our volleyball cover. We do have a football game Friday night in Stephenville at 7:30 at Tarleton State University. I'll be there.
All right. I'll be there too.
Are you going to be there?
I think a whole lot more other people will be in the audience as well.
It's going to be an exciting time. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to mention today, Coach?
Yeah, I just thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Burner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howie Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Heartland Funeral Homes, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter and Johnson Associates, Smith and Sharp Agencies. I just saw Carter Sharp outside your office earlier. Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All right. Well, we will be back Monday to review the Stephenville game and look ahead to the start of district here on KOXE, KOXE.com, the KOXE app, and the KOXE Facebook pages.
Have a great day, Brownwood. See you Friday.